Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the second week of the spring season. Here, we're going to be having Valley versus... River Valley versus... Very sorry. I had it right on top of my head. Well, I'm going to introduce my casters real quick. So I'm going to be OP Knees, and the other cast we have for today is Carter. Carter, how you doing today?
Good. How are you? I'm excited to be back here with our matchup between Edison High School and River Valley High School in the Central Southeast. Excited to hop into some Overwatch here as they're picking up their picks and Insta Lock coming out here. See what goes down there. But yeah, so happy to be back. We did move the matches around here with Martin Luther King Day on Monday, Overwatch now taking place on Friday, as we are going to hop out of the lobby real quick and fix some stuff around. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on some Overwatch.
I love casting Overwatch, one of my favorite games. I play it, collegiately, and I love casting it. Definitely, the meta's been shifting around. Was able to watch a little bit of the Koreans play a little bit earlier in the day, and honestly, even though Hazard is meta, I've seen them swap around to some goofy tanks every once in a while. We see Orisa now, we see Malga as well.
Yeah, definitely seeing some shifts. And on January 21st, so that'd be 3 days ago, a new patch did come out with some small changes. See if the players play differently to any of that. And yeah, just really excited to see what's happening. As you said, a lot of movement in the meta. And it's been cool to see these teams as well. One of the fun parts about watching high school esports, especially, is sometimes, they don't follow the meta exactly. Players have special picks or special combos they really like and keep practicing. So always cool to see the fun and interesting stuff here, as it looks like we're going to go to Control Oasis for our first map. And, well, it's Control. Someone's got to come out on top here. Going to be the first to two objective caps. And Oasis is really a, brawl map when I think of it. I'm thinking of more brawl, more dive. You're going to be close quarters. You're going to be getting in each other's faces. So definitely going to be high-paced action.
It definitely will be. Oasis, definitely one of the maps that I've played on a lot. It's one of those maps, you scram on it a lot, you play it a lot. Especially this point here, it's definitely one of those that you can run so many different comps on, and that's why this map is so good. As we say, Brawl, very good on this map. You can able to take the right side of the map, control the pillar in the center point, or you can go the opposite path and just play Dive, where you take the high ground, take control, and able to close off angles. That type of play is why this type of map is just essential to know.
Yeah, exactly here. And talking about that high ground, and in the matches we casted last week, high ground was extremely pivotal there. The teams that, I mean, that's really just how Overwatch is played. The teams that can take and control that high ground effectively, importantly, are really able to get a lot done here. As we see the picks out on Edison's side, we have Jermine locking in the Sigma there. Coach on the Mercy. Ice Creeper gonna pick up the Cassidy, as we are going to see also a Bastion out of Spunky Frank here. And over on the side of River Valley, swapping for something different here. Still gonna go for the Juno even after the slight nerf. Gonna pick up a Junkrat, as you talked about that Orisa and May Junkrat. That is definitely a combination we have not seen in a while. I'm excited to see it here.
Definitely. The spear goes out onto the Bastion. Wall already out to close off the angle. The Mercy out of sorts here, but the Rock on a Leonidas is going to set him low HP. Has to use the Fortify. And now with no cooldowns available, he's taking a lot of poke damage here. Both are poking and prodding at each other as the May goes through the speed ring, the Hypersphere. Doesn't quite get anything at the moment as both teams are falling low, just poking and prodding. Bastion falls down just low. Spunky Frank down to 1 HP. Gets healed up though, as he's waiting for his cooldown to come back. That's going to be a big hit onto the May. The Bastion turret form goes out. The Sigma has to use his grasp. Edison has the advantage at the moment as the Juno is going to fall low. Cassidy falling to 1 HP, and that's going to be the first pick going the way of River Valley, and that's going to be the rest of them getting cleaned up here as Leonidas tries to stay alive. He does going to stay alive, as that's going to be River Valley getting the first point.
Yeah, right at the start there, it looked like Edison might have had him, but just stepped a little bit too far forward, and a great job by River Valley capitalizing on that Junkrat May combo. You could see May hitting those headshots, getting a ton of damage out, getting Spunky Frank and Ice Creeper really, really low. Coach wasn't quite able to heal him up, and just a really clean fight out of River Valley, though they are going to hold on the point now, as it looks like Edison is already back with some heavy pressure. Going to be walking towards the point here as the May wall goes up. And a res coming out now to bring back the Inara here. Oh, Ice Creeper going on the flank, trying to see if he can get an angle.
Gonna be able to destroy the Illari pylon effectively here, and now with this off angle we can do massive amounts of damage, and that's gonna be Gemini getting to pick right on the Pepsi dude. The Junkrat for River Valley has to back off. Gemini gets both of the DPS, is gonna continue to go forward and clean up the rest as this fight is going so much the way of River Valley, but it's gonna be a lift is going to be used here as the Gemini thinks he needs a little bit more to secure the point, and that's going to be 50% to 0, as that's going to be Edison taking control of the point.
Ooh, Ice Creeper stepping forward, looking for some stagger picks on the end here, as it looks like Pepsi Dude's going to kind of have to hunker down here, almost taken out. Going to be able to get that blast pack and healed up right there, but a really good job there by Edison, and you know, just pointing out for Jermaine when Leonidas on the Orisa did go golden there, wasn't able to be CC'd, as it looks like though a Nano's gonna come out right on top of this Orisa, so it looks like an orbital as well, and Leonidas is charging right in.
Massive spear spin there. It's going to take so much. The Sunrise is going to get taken down. There's so many ults going down. The artillery barrage from the Bastion is going to be effective for one. Icon is going to take down Spunky Frank, as now that's going to be the rest of River Valley going in, using 4 ults to secure the point, as it's going to be Gemini gonna be the last one alive. He's gonna get taken down. There's gonna be even percentage on both sides, 50 to 49. An advantage for River Valley as they're gonna secure the point.
I was just about to compliment Gemini's aggressive gameplay, and Leonidas was like, you know what, I'll show you aggressive there. Taking the Nano, taking the charge forward, right into their face, knowing with that spear, able to block all that damage and getting a huge Terra Surge there, taking out 2 players and setting up the team for success now, as they're playing on the aggressive once again, charging up on this landing. But it looks like, though, Pepsi Dude's going to be taken down, and that's going to put River Valley on the back foot.
Pepsi Dude stepped a little bit too out of kilter. There's going to be a swap onto the Zarya here, who's going to be doing a lot of damage to Leonidas, but the May wall is massive. Leonidas gets to pick on the Gemini, and he's going to go and try to get more, as that is going to be a high noon in the back. Ice Creeper getting to pick onto Targeted, and Ikazam, what looks so in control from River Valley, getting 2 picks early on. That's going to be them just falling over dead, as a stagger kill is going to come onto the Juno.
A back and forth for sure here, as Edison Valley able to find their footing once again. And we talked about Brawl before this. These teams love the Brawl, and it's really just coming down to those first few crucial picks, as it looked like Pepsi Dude did go down at the start there, and that was just the opening that Edison Valley needed. And it is going to be these early picks, these plays that are going to really matter here. And looking at both teams' DPS picks, the likes of the May, the Junkrat, the Cassidy, the Bastion, that's what they're looking to do, as it looks like an ult for ult, not going to find anything there, but the teams are charging forward once again.
And we can see Iceman has his cryo freeze forced out on Ice Creeper, sits him down. That's going to be a massive Sunrise, going to be hit too. The support is not going to be able to sustain themselves for much longer. Fitting Ghoul is going to take down the turret with just the Sunrise. Ice Creeper going forward, massive shots here, being hit onto the Juno, going to roll in and get the Junkrat as well. Unfazed by the danger. And that's going to be Edison taking control of point 1, and this first sub-map is going to be captured.
Edison coming out, taking 195 that first point there, putting themselves up 1-0 on this first map. And that is definitely a start that you would want there with the 1-0, but it was extremely close. I mean, this is still anyone's map right here between Edison and River Valley, and Ice Creeper there, walking right into frame on Edison Valley, doing a great job on this Cassidy, talking about the importance of those initial picks in this environment, and Ice Creeper just been able to find those angles that have been really clutch and been able to push Edison over the edge there, and that's what got them that first cap here, as it looks like not much of a swap out coming, as it looks like Jermaine there is going to swap over to the Orisa. Team staying pretty stagnant on the side of River Valley, just running it back. Figure, hey, it was only 5% off. We can make it work this time here, as they are going to meet once again in the center here. These two teams love a brawl.
Definitely do, and the swap onto the Orisa definitely has a lot more survivability and less explosive power. Almost the first pick there by Pepsi Dude, taking the Mercy down to 1 HP, unable to finish off. That's going to be Edison's Orisa falling dangerously low. Ice Creeper getting an icicle to the face, getting a little taste of his own medicine, and that's going to be Leonidas getting to pick on the Finning Ghoul. And it seems everything's going the way of River Valley, as they're going to be taking the point first.
Yeah, it just looked like Gemini there kind of got stuck in that room and just got DPS down. And while you're in a recess stuck in a room like that, a great call by the DPS of River Valley to just flank on the outside. There's no tank to protect the supports, and they're able to get the picks once the supports are gone. The tank has no heals, and everything fell into place for them. Pepsi Dude on a bit of a flank here. Gonna try and get something, not gonna really get up, but Ice Creeper on a flank as well. So it looks like though Tarjan's gonna finish off Gemini, and these teams are kicking it off.
Definitely are. Leonidas gonna also get a pick on the coach. Good spam there from Pepsi Dude taking Spunky Frank, and the fight ended before it even began. Ice Creeper had a good timing there, but it just wasn't effective enough. His team got stuffed and choked, and now back to square one.
Yes, it looks like a little 1v1 here between Ice Creeper and Iconizer. Ice Creeper gonna come out on top of this one right now. And yeah, the fight ended before it even started. Just River Valley using their positioning there just to get the picks that they needed to set themselves ahead, as the points gonna tick to 50%, and it's up to Edison to make a move.
We see Edison going towards the back of the point. An off-kilter rotation is going to catch Leonidas and Pepsi Dude by surprise. Pepsi Dude falling dangerously low, but Spunky Frank can't quite hit the shots to take him down, as he's going to fall low and has to back up. All of Edison is low, but Ice Creeper and Spunky Frank are going to get the first picks. Now Leonidas falling dangerously low, cannot stay in the fight, has to back off, as Jermaine is going to just be beaming them down with 100 charge to his name almost. That damage from the Zarya is unmatched.
Jermaine's redemption arc right here, coming back strong on this Zarya. The swap that saved it. Spunky Frank swapping to the Reaper too, playing into that brawl even more. Doing a great job here, but it looks like River Valley's already coming back in force.
Especially with this Junkrat ult, this tire could be massive. It got stopped before, but it gets a pick now. Finnegold is gonna go down. Now, Leonidas is gonna try to get even more. With only one pick here, it's still kind of winnable for Edison, especially when they pop the Valkyrie. The spear isn't gonna find a target. Spunky Frank falling low, same with Ice Creeper, but Jermaine in here, only one bubble to his name, is gonna fall, and that's Alkazai taking down Jermaine. And that's gonna be River Valley cleaning them up with a sunrise to finish it off. So one more on point though, is that's gonna be Spunky Frank, staggering himself out a little bit, but getting a little bit more point percentage along with it.
I mean, hey, it's worth it, ticking it up all the way to 44, but 77, 78, 79% and ticking on the side of River Valley here. Edison, they're going to get maybe only one more good team fight out of this, but they got the ults to do it. They have Beyblade, they have Grab, and they're running in here. Jermaine kicks it off with the Grab, finds two.
What a casual walk in from Jermaine, just walk into the backline and throw it down, but that's going to be River Valley ready for it, and that's going to be a Blizzard to fire back, taking down Jermaine and Coach, and that's going to be River Valley taking the point back. This time, not quite as even, 100 to 44%, and now it is a tied map.
Yeah, that map might not have been as even, but now the score is dead even here. 1-1 on Oasis between River Valley and Edison, and a great job to River Valley just bringing that map back and having quite a dominant performance. And they held on to their same comp that whole time. They made it work even through Edison swaps, doing a really great job just holding presence on that point and keeping it. And also in that same vein, not being afraid to step up. We saw both the DPS there, Pepsi Dude and Iconizer, really kind of stepping out of their comfort zone, going up by themselves, looking for those angles, looking for those picks, trying to give themselves every little advantage they can in ultimate economy and health and everything here. As Pepsi Dude starting off with the Junkrat special, lobbing grenades over the wall, but Amalga coming out from Gemini going full brawl.
Definitely. Now got a little bit of a good counter to the Orisa, but it's going to be Spunky Frank getting picked in the back immediately. Ice Creeper is going to take down Pepsi Dude in the back, as he's going to get the Bastion form up on the high ground. Now without the Bastion form, he's going to have a hard time to do any DPS, as his tank is falling so low. Germanine trying to find health, but that's going to be Fingal accidentally falling off of the map. He gets pressured out. Leonidas is going to fall though, and now it's an even game. The cap is going to go to River Valley, because Spunky Frank did come back and get more picks. Target gets a pick on the Ice Creeper, but the res comes out immediately. Pepsi Dude trades it back on the Spunky Frank. Target has to fall back and is going to get taken down by the Malga. With all that chaos ensued, that's going to be Edison taking this point more effectively.
Yeah, River Valley had it for a little bit there, and Edison had a bit of problems, someone falling off the map even, but able to rally it back, and that just talks about how much of a true tank Maga is. They're able to hold his ground that entire time and wait for the team to respawn, wait for the team to get back. Talk about holding ground. pressuring forward right onto Leonidas. The tanks are shooting the tanks, and it looks like Leonidas and Arisa gonna come out on top.
Yeah, the Gemini just went in a little bit too far, and the Blizzard already here from Ikenzer. I didn't even realize he had it, and that's going to be Leonidas going to follow it up and get a pick there. The Kiriko is going to TP away from his grasp to get taken down by Zuna right in the back as well. And now back to square one. This is going to be River Valley going to be able to bump up the percentage as they cap the point.
Yeah, River Valley fighting tooth and nail for that one back, and a great job there by Iconizer charging up that Blizzard just in time, as these teams don't take a second.
Immediate TP in. Pepsi Dude doesn't realize there's a Reaper behind him. And Ice Creeper with the artillery strike takes down the other DPS. And now we're going to see River Valley, no DPS to their name, has to hold the line. It's going to be hard. Jermaine is going to fall a little bit low, but with the Valkyrie being popped by Coach, he's going to get healed up. They're going to concede the point, but the Malga continues to run in. He gets speared against the wall. He's going to parp his Adrenaline Overdrive. And Spunky Frank has to have his fade forced, but he's going to go in with a Blossom, and that's going to be a double kill for Spunky Frank, trying to get the triple, but Targan finishes him off. Pepsi Dude does get a pick in the back onto Coach G, but all for naught as that is going to be a cage fight onto Ikenzer, and that's going to be Edison holding on to the point even longer.
What a great Blossom usage there by Spunky Frank. Just being able to shift through the front line there while they're occupied, finding the supports into DPS, clutching that fight for the side of Edison, setting them up for success here, taking 70%. But Junkrat is going to find Ice Creeper, and that's going to be River Valley's key to go in.
Definitely will be, especially with this angle. He has such good spam. Ikenzer get to pick on the Finn Ghoul as well. That's going to be Ikenzer losing the 1v1 to Spunky Frank, but his team's going to help back him up and trade him out. And now it's going to be relatively even percentage here whenever Edison gets back to the point. So we're looking close to maybe only 2 fights left on this map.
Yeah, 2 fights for map number 1 here. It's going to come down to the wire. Both these teams been back and forth consistently so far. See who just takes out that edge to get on top, as the more time it takes, the more that point ticks.
Jermaine swapping back over to the Zarya. He's seen a lot of work that it's done before. They're gonna get walled off though as River Valley just runs them down. Jermaine didn't have any bubbles for himself and is gonna get popped. Ikenzer gets a pick on the Coach, but the resurrection from onto Jermaine is gonna be good. Ice Creeper falls. All that's left is a tank trying to touch the point as it is last fight. We see Finn Ghoul did fall off the map again accidentally, but here we go. Jermaine back into it, trying to pressure the point. Ikenzer has a little 1v1 here with the soldier in the bottom. Who's going to win? It's going to be Ikenzer, who's able to have a little bit more health to sustain. Targan gets a pick on the Jermaine as artillery strike tries to clear them off the point, but with only Coach G to touch, it's going to be difficult. Coach G is going to be able to pop the Valkyrie to try to be able to stall the point as long as possible. He's going to see Ice comes back. He's going to get right into the epicenter of the Blizzard to get taken down. One more only touching the point. The Mercy is going to get the res. Coach gets a res onto Ice Reaper, but res into his death just to hurt his KD. Is going to go down. His Pepsi Dude in the back working his magic, getting even more. Leonidas finishes it off with a spear to the back of Jermaine's head, and that's going to be Team 1, which is River Valley winning the first map.
Job well done by River Valley on map 1 there. And the play of the game coming out with Pepsi Dude here. See which moment it is going to go ahead and pop off here. And this was certainly a play of the game to clutch out the map, finishing off the last few members of Edison to take round number 1 here. And huge props to River Valley for holding down. And Edison on the side of Jermaine might have pulled the trigger a little too early, touching that point. Bit of a stagger issue at the end, but they put up a good and bitter fight for it. And hey, that's only map number 1, and seeing a close map like that has me hyped for the next few in this best of 5 first 2-3 series, as we'll be back in a moment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 2 of Esports Ohio's spring season for Overwatch 2. We just saw Edison High School and River Valley High School duke it out, with River Valley coming out on top on the first map of Oasis. The map pick was Kings Row. Tell me a little bit about Kings Row, Gardner.
Well, Kings Row Scrims Row here. Everyone on Overwatch has played it and loved it since release. Considered one of the best maps in the game, frankly, here. It is a hybrid map, meaning the teams will have to first capture a control point and then push the cart through 2 checkpoints to its very end there. Whoever gets the cart the furthest or captures the point the most will take the win here. And it is known as Scrims Row because it is a very good map to play really almost anything. You have that long range in the middle cart section. You have that up close brawl in the first area and at the last area to try and cap the point. And you can see a ton of different strategies come out here. You can see teams go up to that top right high ground. You can see them dive over the wall and plunge right in, as it looks like both teams going for something very similar. But I'm excited to see out of Edison here. Got a Moira this time. See what that could do, as it looks like they're going for the charge force strategy, but Iconizer was ready for it.
Iconizer, really good pick there on the Coach G, hitting a massive headshot, and Spunky Frank also falling low already to the poke. Just this May and the Junkrat are doing so much damage that it's really hard to get through this choke, especially with this Iliari doing so much damage. As Spunky Frank almost falls down. He does! Iconizer reads him like a book and puts an icicle right through his head. The resurrection is going to go through to make it more even, but now with the cooldowns are going to be forced. Pepsi Dude on a little bit of an off angle here, trying to find Purchase. Is not going to do anything, as that's going to be the Sigma's accretion. Not going to find anything. Half HP on him, but that's going to be a trap. Taking down Ice Creeper. Pepsi Dude, really good angle there, controlling it. Germanine can't really do anything. Does get the lift. Puts it up. Is going to be able to get 2. It's good for the Ilari, but no one's there to get the pick, because he's going to get trapped as soon as he lands. You're going to see River Valley has ult online to use here to stop them from going through the choke. Finn Ghoul doesn't have anything. The wall, massive, but this is going to be the Sigma, going to be using his kinetic grasp to stop any damage from coming in. That's going to be a freeze from the May immediately. Iconizer, we've seen it before. We see it this time, as he is going to go in and clean up the rest of Edison. First time again, first point, able to immediately get a Blizzard out.
Yeah, where is Iconizer getting these blizzards from? Finding all this damage instantaneously, able to charge that one up. Might get picked off here in a bit of a 1v1, but what was I saying? It's Iconizer here, gonna be able to find Ice Creeper and jump right out to safety. And the pressure is now on for River Valley. They're struggling to even get through this first wall. They have 2 minutes left, but time is sacred here. The time left over is more time they'll get if it goes to a tie in the first round, as Germanine is going to get caught up, trapped up, and take it down. But never mind, healed up by Mercy. Call it a pocket healer, as now the Bastion ultimate comes out from Edison.
Edison trying to make some space there with the Bastion artillery strike. It's not going to really do much, as now it's going to be Targan. We're looking at him for the Sunrise here to try to get something out of it. It's going to be Ice Creeper, though, using his tactical visor to immediately go in, but Iconizer gets to pick onto him. The pylon's going to go down as Coach G gets a resurrection on the Ice Creeper. No ults are going to be used here from River Valley, as they're just going to be forced back. Spunky Frank takes down Targan, and that's going to be Edison finally finding a footing here and going to be able to get on the point.
Yeah, no ultimates committed on the side of River Valley. They might try and get some chip damage here, but it looks like all 5 of them are going to have those ultimates ready. Iconizer just a few seconds away from getting theirs, and Edison committed a lot to it, so even if they do get this cap, it's going to be hard to push this payload. Ult economy here, something I haven't talked about too much for this match. Both teams been kind of just throwing them off, but right now it looks like they're saving them for something special.
And mind you, this is Iconizer's second Blizzard of the point. Immediately going to be using that orbital ray. Massive Terra Surge is going to get 3. The Sunrise as well to clean up for 5. The Blizzard was also used, so that's going to be 4 ults immediately used. A little bit of a celebration, if you will, with the Blizzard, just to make sure, you know, we got 5. Let's celebrate with a Blizzard at the end.
Of course, always love a nice Blizzard celebration. And talking about something special, that certainly was committing 4 ultimates to the fight. Might have been a bit of an overcommit. Looks like Edison's going to read that. Going to throw out the grab flex there. Also going to pop the Moira ultimate and try and get some distance here, because it looks like River Valley might have just overstepped their welcome.
But Edison, we're gonna see that Finn Goal stepped into a trap while Coalescing is gonna get picked off. Coach G as well, with no supports in the fight at the moment. Edison is kind of worse for wear, as they're gonna have to just find their way back to spawn room, either by walking or being sent there by force.
Great shot there by Pepsi Dude as Zuna on the run here. And yeah, I was completely wrong. River Valley was able to hold their own and stick it down there. A job well done by them. As now, though, Edison at the last second able to get a pick off. River Valley, talking about the back and forth, gonna call that one off there. Held on much longer than anticipated. Oh, Ice Creeper showing off that aim. Able to pick off Tarjan. That's a huge stagger. And it looks like Edison's gonna try and get as much value out of that as they can.
Definitely. It looked like River Valley was doing amazing there, but it seems that they overstayed their web. Well, Iconizer gets kind of an offlandish pick there onto Finn Ghoul. Gonna be able to just poke him down and take him down. The Mercy's gonna try to get the res off, but he's gonna get poked out. Ice Creeper does get a pick on an Iconizer to stop the Mei from poking at his backline. Now it's set up in this position. The supports are unable to help their Orisa, and she's gonna have to fall back, and she's falling dangerously low. Is gonna get up to 200 HP, so he's gonna be able to stay alive in the fight. But with so much damage being thrown the way and accretion as well, it's gonna be hard. That's gonna be the Mercy seen only 1 HP, but he's gonna run away. Oh, the cooldowns are spent by Leonidas, so that's gonna be a go button for Spunky Frank, but he's gonna get taken down by Pepsi Dude with the tire online. He's gonna continue to go in and continue to do damage. That's gonna be Leonidas taking down Germanine. He's gonna stop any flanks from going out from this soldier, as he's gonna almost get taken down. His Ice Creeper is gonna be able to escape with his life for a little bit longer.
Yeah, River Valley, once again, holding that ground. That's what they're best at here. Leonidas finishing off Finn Ghoul there, and Iconizer finding Ice Creeper in the end. And if there's anything we've seen from this River Valley team so far, that's once they have something, they're going to hold onto it tooth and nail here. And once again, Iconizer, a third Blizzard of the game. Definitely going to be seeing that usage soon, as it is crazy how fast he could charge up this Mei ultimate. Already on that flank, looking for its usage. Gonna go Ice Cube.
Germanine just got bullied into a corner by the Orisa. That was unfortunate. Oh, what a blizzard. That's 3. What a blizzard there. Germanine already down, but we see 3 people, we blizzard. That's how it goes. Pepsi Dude takes down Ice Creeper as well in the back, and that's going to be only 30 seconds, 20 seconds left on the clock for Edison to go and touch the point. They do have ults online, so it is possible for them to make a comeback, but it is going to be hard for them to continue to cap this.
Like Germanine going for a bit of a tricky play here. Gonna get the flux up onto the Orisa, but I don't know if that's the target that you want here.
Definitely not, but Iconizer does go down. That's going to be the orbital ray to stop any more aggression from Edison, but the Juno falls so low, but it's going to get healed up. Germanine gets bullied away and is unable to continue in. The Terror Surge to cap it off. It does so much damage to Sunrise as well. Sunstruck, and that's going to be River Valley holding it before Edison is able to get it to the second point.
Yeah, River Valley putting their foot down at 94.7 meters there on the cart. That means the side of River Valley only gonna have to cap that first point and get it as far as Edison did, and they'll win map number 2, putting them at match point here. A great spot to be in, and yeah, just a great job there by River Valley, holding that choke right there, one of the key chokes for the defender's side to hold now. As the teams are swapped, we'll have to see how River Valley is on attack here, talking about their skill on this map, kind of holding ground and just being able to play around these corners perfectly. When you're on attack, you can do that, but especially at the start, you're kind of on the other end. See if they could be the ones to create momentum rather than stop it here, as the pick's coming out, and that looks like a Brig now coming out from the side of River Valley. I am all here for it. Brig has that aggression and that heals. Been a while since we've seen a lot of Brig, as well as a Venture seen so far in these first few weeks of ESO be a very common pick, a very good assassin flank DPS almost, to the likes of a Cassidy or even Sombra, just always finding a way to get in the backline and pick off those supports. As it looks like, though, coming out from the side of Edison Valley, keeping things same and simple. They have a tried and true that they want to go with here, and thinking that that will help them hold down and prevent River Valley's map sweep.
Something that we saw from Edison on the last map was when Ice Creeper was on this Cassidy, he did insane work. Leonidas immediately going to start poking out. He needs to try to get this a pillar control immediately to get the statue. He's gonna fall low. The spear goes out on the Gemini. Both are on the Orisa now, so it's gonna be the battle of whose cooldowns can be rotated better. Spear onto Leonidas. He has to use his gold, but that's gonna be the Orisa falling dangerously low. Finn Ghoul has to go out with a fade. He's not gonna be able to keep in, and that's gonna be Germanine gonna get exploded as Ice Creeper gets a pick, and it's actually gonna be even. Zuna gets a pick on the coach, but Spunky Frank has the turret form available, and it's gonna get a 3K with it, as Leonidas is gonna be the last to fall.
Line them up for Spunky Frank. That's a Bastion in turret mode with a straight line of sight to multiple targets. The dream there for Spunky Frank, and dishing out that damage, cleaning up that fight. A job well done there. And that's something River Valley's gonna have to watch for when Leonidas doesn't have cooldowns. It's gonna be a tough fight, but Leonidas charging in, want to get this kicked off.
He is the speed ring, allowing him to be able to go deep into the enemy backline. Spunky Frank immediately going to be using his turret form, but I don't think it's going to have the same effect. Only going to be getting one onto Pepsi Dude, who's a little bit overstayed his welcome into the choke. Ice Creeper is going to get speared and fall a little bit low as he's looking for an angle onto the supports. We see that he has a Deadeye ready. He's going to try and flank to try to get it. Has a right click onto the break, but is going to get forced back. He's going to fall low and get hit in the face with a mace. Spunky Frank on a flank, though, is going to get two. He's going to fall low, but the Mercy heals is too much. The Valkyrie used by Coach G is going to keep all of his team alive, and that's going to be Edison holding the line a little longer. As Germanine's actually going to fall low, it's a back and forth. Artillery strike goes out. The fight's been going on for so long, but that's going to be Spunky Frank falling low again. The heals are good as he's going to get peeled by his tank. Spunky Frank trying to do damage onto the Bastion, but has to go back as he's going to get outgunned. Pepsi Dude is going to get great. Iconizer, amazing wall takes on Gemini, and that's going to be what destroys the defense of Edison and allows for the capture of point one.
River Valley, explosive there coming out of the choke. Having Pepsi Dude swap over to that Bastion, seeing the pressure Spunky Frank exerted on Bastion, saying we could do a bit of that on our own, and while Pepsi Dude did go down, it's just the power of Bastion to get out those tank cooldowns, to force people to back up, and River Valley used that to take so much space there and secure this control point lock now, as River Valley's actually had the opportunity now to walk up through this first choke and kind of get a lot of free distance on the cart. They might even be able to get it through tunnel here without any opposition, but Iconizer's on a flank.
He is. He's doing a good job. Good poke. Spunky Frank unable to really do much here. But the swaps from Iconizer is going to be very impactful onto this May. Hargan has to play his life. He's in the small corridor with an Orisa right there in front of him. The Terror Surge is going to do so much damage. Ice Creeper has a flank up at the top. Is going to do so much. Spunky Frank with the turret form is going to take two. Leonidas tries to escape with his life, but it is going to be taken down. Iconizer does get a pick in the meantime as he is going to try to run.
Interesting.
Well, that's not exactly the cryostasis May is known for, but I guess why no los dos, as they say. He's gonna fall
Iconizer only getting out there did seal himself in a wall, but looking at that fight there, River Valley was stuck between a rock, a hard place, and Orisa and a Bastion. Not the spot you want to be in there, as it looks like now Edison using this as an opportunity to step up, but here comes the orbital, gonna try and force them back, but it looks like an orbital, it's gonna be the charge forward. The Terror Surge from Leonidas gonna connect with only the tank, but that might just be enough.
It's not quite enough for a kill. It's gonna be their Juno falling down. The supports aren't quite there. The healing is so low. The Coalescence gonna stop anyone from going in, but Iconizer with a getting a double freeze with his Blizzard is going to get the Mercy and the Moira is going to go down as a team has to work their way through the front line before they're able to get to the back. Now Leonidas trying to poke through the defenses of the Orisa, but it's going to fall so low. Even in Fortify, he's going to have to back up because the Bastion doing so much damage. Pepsi Dude barely escaping with his life as now the Juno is back. The fight continues. They're going to wait for a moment, but the engage is right around the corner. They have to go before the Moira gets back if they're going to do it. That's going to be an insane wall. Going to be stopping Gemini from really doing anything. But Ice Creeper gets to pick on the Iconizer. Gemini is going to fall low. You trade a DPS for a tank, but a tank is going to fall as well. But Pepsi Dude, I can't even see what's on his screen, but he knows where they are. He's going to hit so many good shots to help him out, and that's going to be Pepsi Dude really coming alive here right on this point.
Yeah, Pepsi Dude on fire for sure with that Junkrat. I thought it was doomed to Iconizer dropping in, but Pepsi Dude stepping up, finding that angle, using the tight corridors and Junkrat's explosives to just get tons of DPS down instantly, and there wasn't really much Edison could do, though Edison was able to charge up a few ultimates in that time, and this is going to be their final hold here. They need to stop this cart from turning this corner, and they're going to have to throw everything at it.
You're gonna have to worry about Iconizer here on the flank. He's just been allowed to do this like day in and day out in this match so far. He's gonna be able to keep with his life. There's gonna be a Terra Surge used already by Gemini, but it's gonna be amazing for the combo with the artillery strike. Iconizer in the back by himself, not gonna really be able to do much as we're gonna see Spunky Frank does have a pocket. That's gonna be a reset for River Valley as they're unable to continue without their supports.
Yeah, but Pepsi Dude, I don't know if they know that he's up there. Oh, is gonna make the choice to kind of jump away. Was almost gonna be able to get that tire down as it looks like now turning the corner. This is it for River Valley. They have 4, Iconizer. 4 ultimates almost, charging forward. This is gonna be make or break. Here comes the orbital.
Orbital Ray goes out, but that's going to be immediate Deadeye. It's going to get Zuna, who's unable to play their life. It's going to be a pick onto Finn Ghoul, though. The Pepsi Dude tried to use his tire, but it's going to get taken down by the Bastion nade. Targan gets a pick of the Germanine, but Leonidas is going to go down. The Blizzard is good to freeze Spunky Frank, and that's going to be massive as it gets the rest of Edison as well. The res is not going to go through, as that's going to be at the last second, at the last breath. Iconizer and Targan are going to be the only 2 left to cap this point.
Map victory there for River Valley, and Iconizer winning it in Iconizer fashion, charging up that Blizzard at the last second, finding so many targets here. Leonidas, though, with the play of the game, but shouts out MVP Iconizer that game, charging, I lost count of the number of Blizzards, frankly, on that May. Making it work. 6 Blizzards is just incredible there. Doing great job of the May, and scooping up Kings Row, map number 2 for River Valley, giving them a 2-0 lead and match point.
Match point here. This next map is going to be pivotal to whatever Edison is going to pick. Now, as we're going to wait for the map picks, we are going to go to a short break as they decide the maybe final map. But we could go the distance all the way to 5. Don't go anywhere. This is... Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. You just watched, if you were here, you just watched Kings Row, Edison High School, and River Valley duke it out, but River Valley was the one that came out on top. Now River Valley is 2-0 in this series. It is match point for River Valley. We are on the beautiful map of Runasapi on the game mode Push. Tell us a little bit about Push and Runasapi.
Well, Push is new with Overwatch 2, but you can't really say new anymore. Overwatch 2 been out for a while now. Push, you gotta get your favorite little robot bro to push that barrier further on your side than your opponents. And hey, if you could get it all the way to the end, that is a clean map victory, and you got a set amount of time to do it. Push is gonna be weirdly also very brawly, these teams taking it up, but you do have the added bonus of, you know, there's a track the robot's got to go on, so you can play with a lot more range, and we could kind of see some of the teams changing that up. Spunky Freight going to the May, we see the Cassidy being back. You're going to see a lot more ranged gameplay here, but it looks like the side of River Valley, Iconizer busting out a Genji here, committing to that brawl aspect. And talking about Runasapi in particular, has a lot of these doorways and corridors, so what looks like a really, really windy road can become very, very short and very, very tight very quickly.
Definitely can. Both Orisas, the swap here. But it just seems that they're just going to be playing Orisa here. Very sustainable here. Really good poke. Fingal gonna set up Iconizer to get a dash reset immediately. Massive pick, massive there from Pepsi Dude. Iconizer trying to get the Mercy. He's gonna be able to get it right at the end, right before he's gonna get taken down by Spunky Frank. But now there's no supports left for Edison as they're gonna have to keep running away. That's gonna be River Valley taking control of the bot first.
Yeah, Spunky Frank gonna try and live as long as
Nice.
they can here. Is gonna be taken down though. Just doing May things. The first push coming out now on the side of River Valley. Gonna be getting some distance here, and if they can get it to those checkpoints you see up there, they do get a further spawn. So of course the secondary objective, primary objective is always to push the cart, but secondary objective is you want to get to those checkpoints here as they round this first corner. The teams facing off.
Already the fortify on the side of Edison is going to get forced. That's going to put Leonidas in a great spot. That's going to be Coach out of position. Is going to get dashed on, and Finn Ghoul as well. Akinizer's Genji is proving to be very effective as they're able to really punish anyone outside of where they're supposed to be. Pepsi Dude is going to take down 2 as well, as that's going to be the push bot taking the checkpoint and having River Valley continue their lead.
The 2 ways to play push. You can play it at distance, you can play the range, or you could say, you know what? I'm just going to go forward here. And River Valley choosing that strategy, sticking with their more brawly composition. Iconizer busting out this Genji, being a terror in the backline, shutting down all of Edison's supports here as a Junker Queen swap coming out. See what Jermaine could do with it.
Junker Queen, a little bit harder to play on these maps. They're so open. We're going to see him taking so much damage. Coach is going to pop the Valkyrie immediately to try to do something. That's going to be Spunky Funk. Frank is going to be able to throw the Blizzard down, taking down Iconizer. A little taste of his own medicine finally, as Zuna is also going to follow the Spunky Frank. With that Blizzard, it seems that Edison are going to be in control and are going to finally get this bot and push it towards the middle.
Yeah, he swapped their 2 Soldier from Ice Creeper, finding a couple. And like you said, Spunky Frank building up that Blizzard. Blizzard is a pivotal ultimate just in any scenario, and getting that build up for Spunky Frank, finding a good angle for it, going to take out Iconizer. But it looks like Ultimate's going to have 5 up for the next fight on the side of River Valley, and they're going to look to use as many as they can here. They want that distance, and they want that forward spawn back as they're getting ready to charge forward.
Leonidas already taking some good fights here. Spunky Frank is going to fall low, but it's going to get healed up in the back line. Leonidas has to hold the line for his team to come out with these ultimates. It's going to be the orbital ray immediately, and then the Terror Surge, and that's going to be 2. The Blade is unleashed as well by Iconizer. The triple ult combo is going to take down all of Edison, and that's going to lead Edison back at the drawing board as the River Valley are going to be taking the bot back.
Yeah, River Valley committing those ultimates. They still have 2 left, though, and that's more than Edison's got, so they're even going to have an advantage in this next fight. They're going to try and look to steamroll this as far as they can. They're going to get a lot of free walk range with the bot. Pepsi Dude charging forward is going to need to be careful. Going to look to use that tire, and this could be it.
Could be very close to the end checkpoint here. Pepsi Dude trying to get a damage on here is going to hit the Mercy. The Mercy is in dash range and gets deleted as Iconizer and Pepsi Dude are both fighting together for the same breath, for the same fight. I'm going to take down both supports. Now with both supports traded, it's up to the tank to live, but that's going to be Leonidas unable to live. The dive was just too slow, and that's going to be Edison taking back the bot.
A great movement throughout the fight there by Spunky Frank and Germani, doing a great job of, they won the fight on the front line, and just, you know what, we're pushing the bot. That's what push is. Going back to the bot, not playing towards the last few DPS left so they can't get picked off, and getting the distance that they need here. Spunky Frank, though, dropping really low, but has that Blizzard.
Does have the Blizzard, and it's in a good spot. It's going to hit so many people. The Fortify, Leonidas is going to be able to get out. They're not even going to look at the Junkrat, who actually got frozen by the Blizzard, and that could be what makes them fall down. Ice Creeper gets a pick on the Iconizer, but Pepsi Dude fires back onto Coach G. Pepsi Dude really going to be coming out alive here as Targan's going to get a pick on the Gemini. Both tanks are falling. The Coalescence is going to get ripped to try to even the odds, and that it does, as Pepsi Dude is going to fall down, and that's going to be Targan having to fall away. Zuna, very out of position here, is going to get staggered out. Oh, maybe he gets staggered out. Oh,
running for the health back.
Let's see.
Finds it.
Oh, the 1v1. You can't lose to a Juno soldier. Can't do it. Okay, he's not.
Oh.
But Zuna is so close. Oh, maybe. Oh, not quite. Ice Creeper's going to take Zuna there at the end.
Yeah, Juno nonsense with the shields there, keeping him alive, but that's actually a huge stagger as Ice Creeper gonna pick that one up. Oh, very aggressive time for Pepsi Dude. See if he can find anything. Gonna be searching, gets shot up a little bit. Not gonna find anything as May goes in the ice cube, but it looks like Leonidas now looking for something.
Gemini immediately going to be using that Rampage. The Carnage Rampage is not going to be able to really get any kills here. Zuna is going to fall again. Leonidas falling dangerously low is going to get taken down by Germine. This is the power of the Queen. The damage that you have. The rally is going to be expended by Targan right at the end. And that's going to lead to him dying right as it uses his ult back to square one. And now what looked so in control for River Valley is now looking amazing for Edison.
Yeah, River Valley's been really controlled with their ultimate usage, stacking them together, but just a rough couple of sequences, and unfortunately Tarjan using that rally there is going to put them significantly behind in that ult economy, but you have a Terror Surge, you have Iconizer building that blade, see what they can do with it as here comes the Terror Surge, not going to find any, but it's going to make him low.
Leonidas pulls them all in, sets up Pepsi Dude amazingly for that pick. Zuna getting their hands dirty as well, taking down the Moira. Now all that is left is the Soldier, and that's going to be a team kill for River Valley as Edison has to fall back. They were so close to getting ahead, but now they have to stop River Valley from pushing any further.
Yeah, I mean, who really needs more ultimates when you have Terror Surge on Orisa? Able to hit multiple targets there, doing the damage that's needed. Iconizer stepping forward. As we can see, though, Spunky Frank might have a Blizzard angle.
He definitely does, but isn't going to rip it quite yet. Waiting for a moment. Iconizer really in the way here, but is going to get the dash reset onto Coach G and get out. Jermaine very, very low here. That's going to be the Orbital Ray also used. Ice Creeper getting to pick on the Iconizer in the back as Ice Creeper still going to try to pick Zuna, who's just playing another Orbital Ray, and Pepsi Dude in the front is going to get a pick. Finn Ghoul trying to support his Soldier in the back, kind of playing like a pseudo Mercy at the moment. They're gonna fall low. Ice Creeper does get a pick on the Pepsi Dude at the moment, who's just being left uncontested. Now with both DPS gonna be gone from River Valley, it's going to be hard for the tank and supports to deal with this. Except a spear, that'll do it. Leonidas by himself here, unable to really do much as he's taking so much damage. Your mind is going to fall low, but now with no cooldowns to his name, Leonidas has to play for some health packs. He's falling so low, but he's going to be able to live. The rally comes out, the blade as well. Iconizer gets two, he gets three, and that's going to be with two ults expended. River Valley back in the driver's seat.
Using that blade, coming back just in the nick of time. Iconizer Target fighting a pick on the Ice Creeper. Things are looking dangerous for Edison now. Do or die situation for them. It is match point for River Valley. They cannot let them cap here. Right outside their spawn, approaching very, very quickly the side of River Valley. Can Edison hold?
Oh, Jerine falling so low is going to fall down. That is going to be a visor off to the left-hand side. That's going to be a massive Terror Surge doing so much damage to Jermaine, but it's not going to be any kills. The visor in the back is going to go massive as it's going to get 4. Ice Creeper going to be holding his team by the bootstraps and forcing them back into this game. It was right at their spawn, but he's making sure that it continues forward.
Almost a meter from defeat there. Edison rallying at the last second, holding down what looked like a tough fight. Turned out good for them, having that spawn advantage, that clutch res by Coach G, using all of the ultimates they had. But now they don't really have a lot to fight with, and River Valley, once again, has the slight advantage, and they're going to look to use it.
Leonidas already having his cooldowns forced. This tire could be the game changer. Coach G is going to fall down. It's going to be Iconizer going to fall low. He's going to go down. There's 3 targets hit with the Rampage. Who's going to die? It's going to be Pepsi Dude who's going to die first. From the Rampage target as well. It's going to fall with that ult being used. It didn't quite get enough as Leonidas the only target alive. And that's going to be Edison now back. Moving forward is going to be able to get the checkpoint and get all the respawns back faster. This is last fight for both of these teams. Whoever wins this fight, it's either going to be match point ended or it's going to have Edison come back.
Edison using the one tool they had, that Rampage to its max, finding 3 targets, forcing them back, taking them out, finding the distance they needed here. As now, like you said, River Valley on the back foot, on the run. It's going to be a very close one. It's the Orbital Ray, kicks things off.
Orbital Ray does a lot of damage. Jermaine falling so low. Pepsi do get the pick in the back on the Ice Creeper, and that's going to be Coach G. The missiles are so good from the Juno. We 4 assists in the front. The Blizzard trying to make something work, but with Spunky Frank go down to the team kill, that's going to be River Valley being the winners of Game 2 of Week 2. Look at that's going to be River Valley. Insane plays there. calm, cool, collected, and were able to use their ults effectively.
Yeah, congrats to River Valley here, winning map number 3 and winning this game here against Edison. Ice Creeper found a moment here. Great job picking them off. Pepsi Dude at the end there really clutched it out for the side of River Valley, bringing them this win. An incredible series there. And while it might look like a 3-0 on paper, these two teams were neck and neck. Very, very close fight there to the very end.
Yep, and that is going to be the first win for River Valley this season. It's only week 2, so we have a lot more Overwatch coming up. So remember, in Esports Ohio, we have next Monday is we're going to go back to our normal schedule with Overwatch being on Mondays. And then on Thursdays, again, we're going to have Valorant. So make sure to stick around for more Esports Ohio. I've been one of your casters, OP Knees.
And I'm Carter.
See you later.